Hey, what's up, guys? It's Austin here from Ambitious Savants, and today's book of the day is Made in America with Sam Walton. So, I don't know if you guys read this book or not yet, but Sam Walton is the guy who made the whole Walmart industry, right? So, in my opinion, this dude's a legend. Like, he grew up in like the middle of uh America, like in the hard states, I think like in Missouri or something, right? And his first store was like in Arkansas, and um, he made that first store into like a Walmart, and then like they spread all over the country. It's a really good story, so I highly recommend you guys check this out. But I'm not really gonna like go over the whole story too much. I'm actually gonna more talk about like what I learned from reading about Sam Walton and how he started Walmart. So like the first thing I want to talk about is how he was always trying to experiment, and that's what like I really took away from this book. Like he always experimented with his stores, with his clients and his business. The dude would always try to change things up. Like for instance, like he would change the price of an item to see how much it would sell, right? And once he saw that like selling stuff for cheap was better, it's weird now, but like back then they had like like strict margins on how much they could sell stuff, right? But Walmart was one of the first stores that was like, all right, we're gonna sell this item for cheaper than anybody else, and that caught on, and that's why basically every store does that now. But back then they didn't do that, and Sam was like one. He was like the first guy, or like one of the first guys to start doing that, and that blew up. Like he would advertise that he would sell everything for as cheap as possible, like cheaper than the other competition, and that got them a lot of people to buy their stuff and go to their stores, and that helped in their overall success in Walmart. So that was like one part of it, right? But he would always experiment, always try something new. Like he would always like put things out on displays differently. One day this would be out, next day this would be out to see which items sold more. And he would always try to like, just try to innovate, just try to like see how far he can go with that stuff. And that's something that Ty Lopez talks a lot. If you guys know Ty, the man, he always talks about how you have to be like the mad scientist in your life. Always, experiment. Always, test stuff. See what actually works and what doesn't work. And when you find something that works, you double down on it. That's basically what Sam Walton did with like his stores and his prices. He would see which item sells more, like how cheap he can sell it for it. If he can sell as cheap as possible, he found out if he could, he would, because he would make more profit off of that. And just from experimenting like that, he beat the other competitions, and that's why Walmart is like still around today. So yeah, that's like the first thing. The other thing too, he would always check out the competition. Sam would always go to other people's stores and like be really nosy about it, and he would always like see where they do stuff. He would check out the competition, right? He would see what they're doing, and he would be so shameless about it. Like even if the store owner knew what he was doing, he would still do it. Like he's like he's like, I'm just here like studying, and he would always ask questions. Like he would ask like how they do this, how they do that, and like why they do it too. And even like in the book, it would say he would have like his huge like yeah, yellow pad notebook, right? And he would write down what they were saying. I thought that was pretty awesome. Like this dude is like so like even though he's like the owner of Walmart, he's like so humble that he's like he learns from everybody else, and more importantly, he learns from his competition and he copies what they do. Like Picasso has the one quote, "Good artists copy, but great artists steal." Right? So when you think about it, Sam wasn't just copying, but like he actually stole what they were doing in a way and used it for his, for Walmart, and that obviously helped out tremendously. And I think it says something about the guy, how he's like so humble. Even towards the end, he still kind of did it a little bit. And, that just goes to show like you can be successful and be humble at the same time. It's not impossible. But yeah, that was just like another point. And the last point I want to talk about is how Sam would always like follow trends. Like Sam was like a very persuasive guy, right? He knew how to get like a good deal for his merchandise, right? So like naturally he was very good at handling people. And when he heard that like, there were trends, he would like something new in the business world, he would always seek it out. Um, in the book they tell a story of how he goes to like one of his sellers and he was asking how they use computers and to see how they could get computers into like Walmart. And I thought that was hilarious at the time because now you're thinking, oh, of course there's a store, obviously they have computers, but back then, this is like way back when, like not that long ago, but still, like before then, they didn't have computers in stores. So Sam was like one of the first guys. He was like, "Hey, we could use computers in stores. This would make stuff easier." Everybody else was like, "Oh no, that's stupid. Like, that's expensive." But Sam was like, "No, this would work. This will like help us." And I think that's another cool thing. Like, not only is he willing to experiment, but he's also willing to like experiment with things that are new and unproven. And I think that's like the entrepreneurship spirit. Like, you have people that are into business and marketing, but they're not really, passionate about it. They just want to make money, which is cool. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, like, that true entrepreneurship spirit where somebody goes out and like he experiments and like he's always trying something new and he's always trying to like get ahead, right? While, helping other people too. And I think that just like Sam Walton just embodies the entrepreneurship spirit. I don't think I've ever read anybody else that really does it. Yeah, so yeah, that's just my thoughts on the book. And I didn't go over the story too much. If you want to know the story, I highly, highly recommend you read this book, Made in America by Sam Walton. Alright guys, I'm Austin from Ambitious Savants. If you liked the video or if this video has added any kind of value to your life, please hit the like button. It helps our channel out tremendously. And subscribe if you want more of these kinds of videos. I'm trying to put out like a book review or book of a day, like at least like once or twice a week. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Alright, thanks guys, appreciate it. See you next video. Peace.